So the episode opens with Tiffany talking to Mel about her rehashing the crap with Kimmy and how Stormy stuck her nose in their business. What's going on? That wasn't the vibe that I wanted. Yes, it is, messy Mel. Mel said, well, you did come in opinionated too, so there's enough room for us to get along. Tiffany said, well, I owned it. Tiffany, you don't own shit. You don't even own your house. Tiffany says, well, you know, Martell invited Lewis to a book signing for the book that your kids wrote, but they wasn't there. We find out Tiffany left her husband because he was broke as a he-hank. I mean, I get it. Love is expensive. Mel, you are the worst kind of friend. Aw, he just loved you and you broke his heart. Talk about her dead husband. You ain't shit. Meanwhile, at Kimmy's, Tish stops by. Kimmy wants to make sure her and Tish are on the good foot. Girl, at the reunion, Carlos asked Kimmy, would you be friends with Tisha if you weren't related to her? Kimmy said, hell no, I ain't got that kind of energy. She is an exhausting little something. Kimmy said, look, if I had a back and forth with you and we weren't related, I would just move on. But because I love you, we ain't got to move on. So they all good. She starts telling her about the honeymoon in Puerto Rico. However, she said, let me get to Melly's pajama party and tell you everybody was talking about you, including your cousin. Tisha said, I thought we were in a good space. Kimmy said, you need to talk to your girl. Meanwhile, across town, Maurice meets up with Marceau for dinner, filling him in on the honeymoon. Now here come Lewis. Marceau gonna have to straighten him out. Lewis says, so Marceau, you came pretty hard at me at the reunion. Marceau said, well, you've been married for 11 months. You ain't qualified to give advice on me and my marriage. Marceau said, well, you said I was in a bad marriage, so that's why I was offended. But you are. You are in a bad marriage. You just don't know it. Who the hell do you think you are talking about my marriage? Somebody with eyes and ears. And you put your marriage in the street. So when you on TV, people gonna comment. Lewis said, well, I've known you long enough. I've known you since 99. Marceau said, you know of me. You don't know me. Maurice said, well, how would you feel if you heard us talking about your marriage in that moment? He said, well, I guess you don't know me to talk about my marriage. And that's what Marceau was saying. Lewis is just as thirsty as Tiffany. He says, okay, I get it. I gotta earn my way in before I speak on your marriage. Maurice said, Marceau, have you apologized for all the offensive remarks you make? Maurice said Marceau's hardened his heart. No, honey, his face got hard. That's why he's in a bad mood. How you the older brother and look 15 years younger? I'd be pissed too. So Maurice breaks down exactly what Marceau did and he go on and apologize. Meanwhile, across town, we got Martell stopping by his assistants. Oh, now he doing a cookbook for fitness. Well, go for what you know. He was going to be shirtless on the cover, but said a husband or a boyfriend wouldn't want to see it. Honey, you know how many single women there are out here? But honey, you being shirtless is kind of the only thing you got going for you. And also, the sissies would have been snatching that book up real quick. All you got is body and bussy. And he's still whining that Melody didn't allow the kids to come to the book signing even though I planned it on her weekend. Oh, Lord, but she wants to do the book launch in Atlanta. Get a few local celebrities. You know Mel gonna be there. Oh, no, that's not for the cookbook. It's for the wine release. All right, at least he's getting his products together. He wants to invite Marceau and Maurice, and she said, well, Marceau posting foolish pictures online, so everything gonna be okay with y'all? We don't need no foolishness. Lord, Martell gonna say, I want beautiful women there because I did this wine for the women. What about the woman you got pregnant? Now Stormy's taking Tiffany to lunch. For what? Stormy said, I want to get to know you outside of an ignorant comment that you made. Oh, God. I love ignorant comment. Tiffany said, well, you was being real feisty and wasn't listening to nobody. So they apologized to each other and everything's all good. And Storm asked, well, what started this whole transparency thing? And she said, well, I think the word is authentic because we're always trying to be something for other people. And even working in a business, you've got to, girl, what are you talking about? I'm often misunderstood. Oh, God, this is worse than Tisha talking. She said, I zoned out about 5 sentences ago. What'd you say, girl? And yes, Tiffany, that was shade, because you're long-winded, but not saying nothing. So then they get to talking about pregnancy. Stormy had a tough one, and Tiffany's thinking about having another. And we find out Tiffany's looking for her pappy. So Stormy says, well, maybe we can build a friendship. I don't know about Stormy. Tiffany asks her, we good? And she says, well, we're getting to know each other. So Tiffany asks her, are we good? And she says, well, we're getting to know each other. Tiffany's like, is that good or bad? She just likes the drama. Just like you, Tiff. Just like you. However, Tisha gonna have a sit down with Kiki about the kiki she gave at Mel's party. T said, I thought we were in a good space. I didn't know that you were gonna be talking about me all over town. Kiki said, oh, Tisha mad at me, but she done talked about my personal business. Yeah, I want to know what they said to Mel and Martell about her business. Kiki said, I heard at the Christmas party that Mel had y'all was talking about me and laughing at my business. And Tisha says, so you're believing what you heard, not what you know. Tisha said, well, I did have to tell Mel and Martell because we was around them. However, nobody was laughing at it, and I already told you that didn't happen. Well, what's the issue? Tisha said, I had to let the host know because I was their friend too. What is the issue? That you would have to tell somebody, okay, this person's coming to your house, you need to know this. What is the issue? Tisha said, well, look, let's just cut ties, because if you're going to believe them, then believe them. But I wasn't laughing or joking. However, I ain't going to tell your business, so if you want it out there, you put it out there. Dang, Tisha is pissed. She said, we've been talking about this shit for 5 years. I told you everything that happened. If you want to believe Messy Mel, then believe Messy Mel. But she mad at me, so she's playing you. Tisha walked off. You know what? We're good. We're good. So Tish walks out and calls Kimmy hot. And so Kiki walk up on Tish. Who you talking about me to now? And that was the shit. But I'm going to see you soon for something. Let's get to a few trailer reviews. Let's start with men. So some heifer drives out to a really nice house in the country. It's giving a British tea. So it's like a hotel. She just standing there by herself. There's a creepy butler. She has this flash of some guy falling out of a window. And now I guess she's walking around the property. And there's this giant tunnel she's gonna walk through. Looks stupid if you ask me. It's pretty, but I ain't walking in that tunnel. You can see the other side, but I still ain't walking through. Okay, so now she's talking to a priest about her husband killing himself, so that was the guy who was falling. So is the ghost of her husband haunting her? Now she says a man followed her out the woods, he's stalking her. So we got creepy priests, creepy children. I don't know if I need to see that.